I'm Kerry Fink with Helping Seniors of Brevard Update, and today is Wednesday, and today is the 22nd of April, and thank you for joining us. We do this every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, as Helping Seniors is a Florida non-for-profit, and what we're trying to do is provide some insight into things that are happening right here at home in Brevard County as we together get safely through COVID-19. And we hope that you're taking all the recommended precautions, doing all the right things, because we will come out stronger and healthier on the other side of all this. And I'm really pleased to have with us on the show, actually Jennifer Helin with Seniors Helping Seniors. Jennifer, you were the very first, you debuted the Helping Seniors updates, and we did that first one together. And I'm really glad to have you back now that we're a couple of weeks into it, because we can kind of update and see what's new. So how are you guys doing?
Well, we're still here. We're still helping.
Well, that's the important part. You know, all these other things can shake and quake around us, but if I remember, my father always had the saying, "If you have your health, you have everything." So really, if we can start that with a baseline, and as our pastor likes to say, any day you're able to get out and move and do some things, you're doing really well, and let's be grateful for all of that. So I know we're in really an unprecedented time with all of this, and I guess you guys are really seeing at the kind of the forefront of this. We just together, viewer, we just completed being on the radio together for the Helping Seniors radio program.
I said it's media day.
Yeah, yes, it is. So every Wednesday from 12 noon to 1 p.m., Joe Steckler hosts Helping Seniors Radio on 90.3 FM WEJF radio. And since that's already been broadcast for today, that's okay. You're going to be able to go to the Helping Seniors website, and you can pick up the broadcast on demand as a podcast, so you won't miss any of the good information that we were all talking about together. Joe had the day off, but we had the privilege of having John Harper, who we were laughing about it on the radio, that John and Joe go way, way back, like 2 decades back, of working together in radio. In fact, John tells the story that Joe is the longest running radio personality here on the Space Coast, which to me is kind of amazing.
That is amazing. It's great. Joe doesn't quit.
No, that's good. So what we talked about in the radio show today was a little bit about what is going on in the area. And Jennifer, I was going to ask you to kind of repeat, because it's so important. You were talking about the work that Kim Bernard, our education specialist, has been doing to pull together a list of resources that we publish out on helpingseniors.updates.com, helpingseniors.updates.com. And you brought a real good and important part to all of that. So let me let you kind of like bring that back.
All right, so I really think Kim did a great job with this. We always have a huge list of resources for seniors, and that's a wonderful thing. But right now, there has been so many changes because of the virus. There are some nonprofits out there, some food banks that are not able to serve because they've just been wiped out already. And there are some new resources that have just popped up in the last month. So Kim went through and called every single one to make sure what people could do, what services they still had available, and on all of those new services. So that resource list on the website is an up-to-date, very good, comprehensive source for, as you mentioned before, food banks, food sources, food delivery that we never had in the county before, as well as links to other resources. I think you had mentioned the state attorney's page, because there's unfortunately a lot of scams associated with the virus. As soon as something new happens, of course, you know, I don't think the criminals are out and about. I think our crime rate's probably down, but unfortunately our cyber crime is probably way up. So we need to be careful of what scams, be careful of what texts and emails we're opening right now, phone calls that we're getting. So all of those scams are on that page as well.
Yeah, you know, and that was something that both you and John Harper were actually talking a little bit too, because it always amazes me that the small little organization that Helping Seniors is, how effective we are, basically because of Joe's expertise and Kim's expertise about knowing who to call and who to get in touch with. We were talking a little bit about how where people may get frustrated. They're calling in, they can't get an answer. Because of knowing how to navigate and knowing how the systems work, they're able to get like well past those formidable voice menu. Press 1 for this, press 2 for that, press 3 if you want to be ignored, those kind of things. So literally in the middle of the radio show, we were talking about, we had breaking news. This was an example. I mentioned it on the radio show, but I mentioned it here, that Kim had taken a call from someone this morning who was asking about what was the status of those senior checks that they heard about, the senior stimulus checks, and wanted to know so they could kind of figure out how to plan. And they said, so Kim did some more research, got in touch with Cheryl Moore, who's the director of community relations over at Bill Posey's office, and they got the answer that the checks will be deposited starting at the end of next week. And so that's one of the key things, is trying to get information. We put links out on that Helping Seniors updates that talks about what's going on. There's links to Congressman Posey's page, which we were talking about, has some really valuable information. If you want to know what's the status of your economic relief payment, there's a link to that IRS site where you can put in your information and go, where's my check? If you're a non-filer, how you can be sure that you're in the system so you do get your check. There's a specific article specifically if you're a senior citizen and you're trying to understand where you sit in that process. There's a frequently asked questions page about that. Even things like unemployment, how to make sure that if you're impacted on that level, there's a place for you to go. And so that's what we really try to do in helping seniors. And I was going to ask you, Jennifer, because we talked about this on the radio show too, because you guys work in households on so many different levels, you must get asked all these questions. So I want to ask you, tell us a little about the questions you're hearing about from people calling you.
So we are getting a lot of questions. One of the things that, as you know, we really strive for with helping seniors is, a soapbox issue of mine, having a plan. We want everyone to have a plan. We plan for school and life and retirement, but we don't necessarily have an aging plan. And that really has come to light because of this COVID-19. We have a lot of people calling because they had a neighbor who always took care of them. They drove to the grocery store, they drove to doctor's appointments, and now that person's afraid to go out themselves, so they don't have a backup. And so for a lot of folks, we are their backup. And we're okay with that. We'll do as needed services, but that having that plan in place, and those are a lot of the phone calls that we're getting right now, is needing to still get to a doctor's appointment, an essential appointment, needing to get to the grocery store, not having access to a computer or a smartphone to be able to order groceries online. And I know even, the folks that we do have that are tech savvy, that are ordering, sometimes the orders are not coming through on a quickly enough basis. They're running out of food before the next order is able to get there. So we're kind of running small things in between. So it's just a lot of things that are an everyday need, but are becoming more so because of things shutting down and not having as many resources as we normally have available to us.
And that's so important. In fact, you made the comment on the radio show too, and I wanted to, what did you call it? Drop, dash, and go?
Oh. We call it, I think I called it something different when I was a little girl, but we've been calling it ding dong ditch. So I still am absolutely dumbfounded by the fact that there is no toilet paper out. It's still tough to find. It's getting a little bit better, I think, but for a lot of folks, they're still having a hard time getting out there to get the toilet paper. So we have been doing care packages where we'll put a 4-pack toilet paper, a couple of rolls of paper towels, maybe some tissues and hand soap, and we'll run it up to the door, hang it on the door handle, and ring the doorbell, run away, so that we're not giving them our germs, but we'll just wave from the road. And, at least they're covered for another week or so with those essentials. So we've been doing that, and I've let Kim know. Kim and I have talked that if she has a senior in need, we would do that. We've done it for a number of clients, but also a number of people who have just either gotten a hold of Kim or on Facebook and have said, hey, I just can't find anything.
So important, and thank you, and God bless you for doing that. So let me ask you this though, because I do want to make sure that if people want to know, are you guys like open for business? I mean, if somebody says, wow, particularly in the middle of all this, I've got some needs I may not have had before. What should they call you? Tell me where you guys are with that.
Yes, please call us. We are working. Everyone's remote. I'm maintaining the office at this point, making sure the computers are up and running. And I'm running paperwork and running masks. That's one of the other things that we've been doing is Rosemary is well over 100 masks. I think I've personally given out about 60 to caregivers, clients, business associates, people who are in the health industry. So we are open for business. We're trying to be very careful about how we operate with a new client. We want to make sure that we're keeping our caregivers safe, our clients safe. We're doing it in a very careful manner because we want everybody, we're seniors helping seniors, so we're all at risk. So we're being very careful about it, but we have taken on new clients during COVID, and we'll continue to do so as long as we feel like we can do it safely.
That's great. And if people do want to get in touch with you, is there a phone number? What's the best way to connect?
Yes, please call 321-722-2999. So again, that's 321-722-2999.
Good. So, and the last thing that we want to do in each update is just try to make sure that folks, there's helpingseniorsupdates.com where you can get news and information and links that hopefully will help you as we together navigate through this COVID-19 thing. And so Jennifer, kind of as we wrap up, I wanted to ask you any thoughts, encouragement, tips, ideas, things that you want to share with viewers that will help all of us here in Brevard County as we kind of navigate our way through all of this.
One thing that I've noticed is that my mom has a quarantine buddy, is what I've been calling her. And it's our next door neighbor that they've all been really socially distancing, but they have been working together to make the masks. And that really has helped keep her sane, keep her spirits up. And it doesn't have to be your next door neighbor. It doesn't have to be someone that you're physically seeing, but someone that you're calling on a regular basis. I think that's really important to have someone to talk to reach out. And if you're starting to feel lonely or anxious, call a friend because they're probably feeling the same thing and would love to hear from you. So just because we are isolating doesn't mean that we should be socially distant. We need to make sure that we are talking to one another and lifting each other's spirits. So make sure to reach out to a friend today.
That is so important. Such good advice. And thank you for bringing that up. And thank you for all that you do for helping seniors and all that you do for seniors helping seniors throughout Brevard County. You are one of those people who's just tireless about staying at the forefront. You are I would almost call you a Joe Steckler protege because you're just out there always championing. I see you at whenever there's an event and it's going on for seniors, and you've been instrumental at helping us with the car raffle. And again, one last appeal for that, helpingseniorscarraffle.com, because there is a great party coming up. And when they finally release us to have that party, boy, we're going to have a great party at the American Muscle Party. That'd be just great. So thank you again, Jennifer, for being part of Helping Seniors and being part of today's Helping Seniors Updates.
Thank you, Kerry. Appreciate it.
Thank you. I'm Kerry Fink for Joe Steckler and the entire team at Helping Seniors of Brevard.